The habits you develop every day will determine the person you will become in 1, 2, 5 years from now. Not tomorrow, not 1 week from now, not a month from now. It's about consistency and persistence. Most people want results very quickly, but in order to rewire your brain, it takes time. Welcome back. Now you always think about the fact that one generation purpose should be to better the next generation. And I think about this because I look around everywhere I go and I see that considering the new generations, the standard they're at, I think we are pretty much. The problem is we live in a society where people want things very fast and they want it right now. They find something better, something easier, the shortcut, the pill when they're getting sick, the treadmill instead of running on cement and running for 10Ks, they are content with 1K. Any kind of shortcut you're thinking of that is easy to take is making you slower, is making you weaker. And I see this a lot nowadays. Try to see the level of analphabetism in your country, how many people read and how many books they read every year. And I'm saying this because I come from a country, Italy, where people don't read much. And if you think about a book is basically a software that you get into your mind and it helps rewiring your mind. Same as the people you surround yourself with. You might have heard this. You are the average of the 5 people you surround yourself with. Try to surround yourself with 5 people that are content with their basic income job. They never change, they never learn something new, they never try something new, they drink a lot, they smoke weed in their days off, and see what happens. Now try to surround yourself with entrepreneurs, athletes, people that spend time talking about ideas rather than gossiping when they hang out, and on the other hand, see what happens to you, to the way you think, to the way you behave in 1 to 5 years from now. You will see 2 different people. And if you go through this transformation, you will look back at who you were 1 year ago, 2 years ago, 5 years ago, and you won't be able to recognize yourself. I know because I was there. I was the person smoking weed, I was the person doing nothing with my days off, and now I spend most of my time editing videos, running ads, learning new stuff with a lot of books. I'm actually sending 80 books home because most of these books are very precious. They are about skills and habits, and most of these books are underlined with things that you can directly apply to your life. Some are about health, about nutrition, about habits, CEOs' mindset and the way they build their fortune, the wealth. You can see how reading these books throughout different stages of your life, you learn more and more from it. If I had a time machine, I would definitely go back in time and talk to my 13 years old self, 18 years old self, and try to steer the direction of my life. So now I'm trying to find people to spend time with that are already at the stage where I want to be. Otherwise, what are you doing with your life? What is your goal? What is your purpose here? Now try to think about your average day. You put it in a box and you try to multiply this 10,000 times, 20,000 times, the entirety of your lifespan. Because one day repeated every single day of the week, that's your life. And if nothing changes, it will stay your life. The alarm rings, do you wake up straight away? Do you snooze? Do you exercise in the morning? Do you drink coffee? Do you drink lemon water? Go for a croissant? Or you don't eat anything until lunch? And then at lunch you have something greasy, some fast food, or you have some fresh meals. You go to jiu-jitsu later, or playing volleyball, or you go back home and you decide to spend 3 hours of that evening watching Netflix. Do you go to bed reading a book or meditating? Or do you go to bed right after watching a show? And the people you hang out with, what kind of people are they? It's people that they make you feel energized and full of ideas and motivation once you left them, or it's people that they make you feel drained once you walk away from them. Those things play a huge difference. There are plenty of books to read about. If you read something like The 5 a.m. Club or Atomic Habits, they explain how micro changes completely influence the direction of your life. And the other thing is, I know a lot of people that are so afraid of spending money into activities, mentoring, and things that develop your future self. but they don't think twice when it's about time to buy something that brings some comfort to the life. Now I see a lot of scooters around. I cycle around. Most of the people take the shortcut and they spend $1,000 into these trolleys. But when it's time to get a $6,000 mentorship that might completely change the course of your life, they are a bit holding back. And the reason might be trust issues, because you don't trust these people, of course. And other reason is I want to preserve my money to invest in something else. In my opinion, if you're not moving forward, you're moving backward. If I look at myself 10 years ago, I had plenty of obsessions. That's how I learn things. I get obsessed over things for 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, 5 years. And then eventually it goes away. I'm left with some skills, with some habits, and I have plenty of mental energy to focus on the next thing. It's very draining because I go full on onto something and everything else fades off, disappears, goes in the background, and I struggle to find time all in a sudden for anything else. But it has been working great for me. I've been mentoring some people about health and nutrition, and 3 of these people, they came out of the mentoring with no inflammation left in the body. Somebody had some rash in their body, completely disappears. A girl I'm staying with right now, she had inflammation all over her cheeks, gone. Her daughter had something in her eyes called calathio in Italian. Basically it's a lump that forms because a gland in the eye stops working properly. They had the surgery already scheduled and they came back home, and I cook 5 nights a week for them, healthy meals made of fresh food, real food, vegetables and quinoa or rice. And the whole thing completely disappeared. They go to the doctor and I said to her, ask to the doctor, was food part of the healing process? And the doctor says no, absolutely not. If you read the China study, the doctor talks openly about this. And this is a doctor that had the father and the grandfather, doctors as well, and they studied for 50 years the connection between food and health. The information are out there. It's either you believe straight away to the authority and you trust them completely, or you listen to what they say and then you make your own research. You take a sip from this source of water, that source of water, and then with your intelligence you connect the dots. That's what learning and processing information should be, not accepting everything straight away from just one source. Try to write down all the habits you have at the moment and try to understand what doesn't serve you anymore. Like Maria Kondo, instead of your room, think about your life. Open the drawers of your life and think, this person doesn't serve me anymore, because this applies for people as well. It can be hard, but there are people in your life that they don't understand boundaries, even if you vocalize them plenty times, and they are like Picasso, if you know the story. He used to be a very famous energetic vampire, and there is an artist of the time that said, I don't mind who Picasso is, I don't want to spend time with him because I know that he hangs out with people and then he goes back home and he paints all night because he sucks energy, he knows exactly what's happening during the process, and then he paints all night, and the people that he spend time with, they go home and they are completely drained. Probably this rings a bell for you and people you might know. Those are the people that once you state how you feel and you inform them that this doesn't work for you, if they don't change, you should leave behind. If you notice that when you hang out with people, you talk about people and not about ideas and projects and visions, what are you doing? The other day I went out and I was in a ramen place. There were 2 friends sitting in front of each other eating ramen, and they were staying like this with their phone in front of each other. Probably they go home and they say, yeah, I hang out with my friend. No, you didn't. You were sitting in front of your friend and you were in different realities in front of your phone. I really hope that this is the exception and not the standard. There are moms right now that are lactating the baby, so the baby is developing a connection with the body because it's sucking milk out of their body, and it's trying, what they do, they try to develop a connection with the mom through eye contact while they're sucking milk out of their breast. But the mom, most of the time, is stuck checking her phone and the connection is interrupted. It's really important that you start noticing these things and become aware of these things and you eliminate them completely, because if you are not aware of these things that happen in your life, you will wake up one day and it will be too late. So make a list, write down all the healthy habits you have and all the habits that they don't serve you anymore, including people, and then adapt and adapt fast. I'll see you in the next video.